The Raiders have lost 3 games in a row. Yet, Mark Davis says that Tom Telesco and Antonio Pierce have a vision and that they are attacking it. Like it or not, after becoming a minority owner of the Raiders, Tom Brady is a Raider. The Raiders traded Davante Adams to the Jets for next to nothing, but saved a ton of cash. And our best player, Max Crosby, says he's not here to rebuild, but he wants to be a Raider. I'm Douglas Sheffield. We have all that and more coming up next on Sideline to Sideline, right here on Section 105 Media Network.
I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports. Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.
With Brady being a minority owner of the Raiders, is Al Davis turning in his grave? Well, here are a few things to consider while asking this question. 1, the tuck game. A lot of Raider fans think that the tuck game led to Gruden being traded, which led to Gruden beating us in the Super Bowl. To make things worse, rumor has it that Gruden refused to sign Tom Brady before Tom Brady signed with the Buccaneers and eventually went and won a Super Bowl. Now, 2, how much power would Tom Brady have, and could he eventually replace Mark Davis? Well, according to Forbes in 1966, Al Davis bought 10% interest in the Oakland Raiders for $18,500, or a little over $147,000 adjusted for inflation. Tom Brady has a 5% ownership stake, and he was the NFL's golden boy for almost 20 years. I can definitely see the NFL being happy with Brady as the owner of the Raiders in the future after the Davis family is no longer owner of the Raiders. 3, would Al Davis forgive Tom Brady and the NFL if Brady can help turn the Raiders around and win a Super Bowl for the Raiders and the Raider Nation? Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get this show on the road. All right, it is time for quick hits. Now, as we just talked about, Tom Brady is minority owner, as well as Richard Seymour, former Raider, once a Raider, always a Raider. So he is now an owner, and hats off to him. You know, he even mentioned the Raiders in his Hall of Fame speech, talked about how he loved playing for him. So congratulations to both of these two for becoming minority owners after being such great players for so long in the league. Hopefully they can help us win a Super Bowl. That's the number one thing. Moving right along, though, we're getting into Tom Brady's restrictions. Now, he's not permitted to be in another team's facility, not permitted to witness practice, not permitted to attend broadcast production meetings, either in person or virtually, prohibited from publicly criticizing game officials and other clubs, subject to the NFL's gambling policy, and subject to the NFL's anti-tampering policy. So they're going to be watching him really closely. Now, moving right along, the hot topic, right? Shedeur Sanders coming into the NFL, man. Tom Brady has a link with them. Tom Brady somehow sponsors him. The Sanders family said, Dion said that he would love for Shedeur to play for the Raiders. Shedeur said that he basically respects that Tom Brady went from becoming a player to becoming an owner, and that he could see himself playing for the Raiders. So the table is being set for us to have Shedeur Sanders. The only thing is, how do we get him? Will we be able to get him? Can we get him? But I'm going to tell you this. We have control of that. As a team, we have control of that. We can get this guy, but it's not going to be a pretty situation in order to get this guy, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll get into it in a minute. Now, Mark Davis already wants Shedeur, right? Who knows? You might be home right now at the Las Vegas Aces game. That's what Mark Davis told Shedeur. So, look, y'all, this is not just me putting shit out there. It's not just other fans putting shit out there. Where there's smoke, there is fire. And I can see Mark Davis going after Shedeur Sanders, as well as Tom Brady. Now, Mark Davis on the Adams trade. We traded Davante Adams for Tom Brady. Although Tom can't play, he can help us select a QB in the future, right? How much power will Tom Brady have? I think Tom Brady's going to have a lot of power, y'all. Obviously, Mark Davis is trying to bring in people that know the NFL and know the game better than him and have connections to a younger generation, and can help this team. And let's hope that Tom Brady can do that, help us pick the right quarterback for the future. And as far as Davante Adams, we'll take a look at some of his information, some of the trade details. Of course, the Jets received Davante Adams. They went on to lose, so whatever. Good luck, Davante. Now, we received a conditional third. It can become a second based on Adams' performance. Now, from what I understand, if Adams becomes like an all-pro player in the NFL, that will become a second. Or if the Jets go to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, then we would get a second-round pick. So, not likely to happen, I don't think, as far as Adams becoming an all-pro or the Jets going to the Super Bowl. So, best case scenario, the Jets suck, we get a high third-round pick. But at least we get out of the contract. I think that was pretty big. You don't want to be stuck in a contract, especially after we're stuck paying some of the contracts for the coaches that we no longer have. All right, now this feud right here I thought was pretty ridiculous, and it kind of makes AP look bad in my opinion, okay? Adams on being traded to the Jets. I'm in a better place, and the Raiders are in a better place. They're both 2-5, I believe. Nobody's in a better place except Adams. He got what he wanted, right? He got what he wanted. That's today's NFL. Hopefully it does not turn into the NBA. But here we go. Like I said, I don't like AP doing this back and forth with him. We didn't have him the last few weeks. We're fine. We're not fine. We've lost 3 games in a row. We are not fine. So I think that is pretty childish of AP. And he needs to kind of grow up a little bit. I know he's a rookie coach, but step it up, man. Stop playing around with these players like that. You're not a buddy coach, right? You're supposed to be a coach. So, my humble opinion, AP. All right. Max Crosby said, I'm here to win now, and wherever I'm going to be here to win. That's all that matters to me. All right? I thought that was a little confusing, right? I know he wants to win, though, man. But look, he said, if you don't sign AP, I'm going to ask to be traded. And it's not working out. So he kind of has to, I guess, work his way around that now, because to me, I would be asking him, well, how do you feel now that, you demanded, basically said that you gave an ultimatum, to get what you wanted? Because look, guys, if we were to get Sanders, man, we're going to have to give up something, right? Max Crosby is the only piece we have. Great Raider. He's going to be a legendary Raider from Texas. I'm from Texas. I love the guy. Okay? But this NFL, you got to have a quarterback. The Broncos just got Bo Nix. The Chiefs still have Mahomes. Herbert's in San Diego. I mean, the list keeps growing of young quarterbacks coming in and dominating in the NFL. We have to get one. So, Max Crosby, if he gets on the trading block, would you be surprised? Would you be surprised? And again, we're not going to the playoffs. So, are we tanking? Are we going hard right to the NFL draft? The team is not trying to lose. The players are not trying to lose. They want to win as they should. And I know a lot of fans want to win. I want to win. But I don't want to win meaningless games on another lost season. All right, in the next 2 years, you have Sanders coming out, and then you have Arch Manning coming out. You cannot miss on one of those quarterbacks. You have to get them, okay? You got to get one of those guys. So I know a lot of Raider fans don't like the idea of tanking. Nobody wants to lose, but we are not winning, period. So the question is not do we want to, should we tank? So leave a comment in the comment section, Raider Nation, man. Feel free to say whatever the hell you want. I'll get into a debate with you. And that does it for Quick Hits. All right, it is time for Week 7's recap. Raiders versus Rams. Ugly loss, in my opinion, man. 3 interceptions, 1 fumble. The defense gave us a couple of chances, with a short field, and the Raiders offense stalled and kicked nothing but field goals. So 15-20 doesn't really tell the tale of the game. We had no control in this game. The Rams pretty much had control the entire game. But I think it's a good thing, okay? Because the Rams necessarily aren't playing all that great, so at least we have the head-to-head to them, when it comes to them as far as draft positioning. So, as I said, the Raiders lost to the Rams 20-15. After the Raiders and the Rams traded punts to start the game, Aiden O'Connell takes a shot to start the second drive. Boom! As my boom homie Madden says. Like I said, though, man, he really just takes a shot. Gets the ball out, though. I know the kid is tough. He's not afraid to step up in the pocket. It's something that you want to see as a fan, but at the same time, it's not enough. It's just not enough. But Bryant is able to make a couple of players miss and pick up the first down. Again, he takes a shot right there. Still able to get the ball off, so hats off to Aiden O'Connell, man. Because 2 plays later, and he is injured. So you can see this is actually an intentional grounding, so this was a double whammy for the Raiders. We picked up the intentional grounding. I think it was actually 2 penalties on this play. Nope, just 1. And Aiden O'Connell broke his thumb on this play. So the guy, man, he just, I don't know. He has no luck, I guess. He's a statue back there. Look at that. There it is. That's what led to Gardner Minshew for the rest of the season. But it could be a good thing, y'all. It could be a good thing. As I said, man, we want to get Shedeur Sanders, I think. Both the Raiders and the Rams defenses started the game strong. And after a roughing the passer penalty on Max Crosby gets his 58th and a half sack, 6.5 on the year, moving him into 12th place for the Raiders in career sacks. Look, I know a lot of people do not want to see this guy go away. Here's a personal foul, roughing the passer. Coming up, that was the one with 2 penalties. There's the personal foul. But Max answers. I love this. The guy's got a motor. Gets around. What? Smart enough, though. He just got penalized for roughing the passer, so he holds up. All right. This is another point I want to make when it comes to drafting quarterbacks now. This is a quarterback-driven league. Always has been, but they are way more protected now. It's safer to get guys like Shedeur Sanders and depend on them as much. But congratulations to Max Crosby for moving up to 12th place on the Raiders' all-time career sacks list. Now, moving right along. The Raiders offense started their third drive with 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the first quarter from their own 24-yard line when Alexander Mattison has back-to-back carries of 12 or more yards, man. This guy is a ball player, man. I think he's one of the few players this year that is actually earning his paycheck. Just keeps churning. Just keeps churning, man. I really can appreciate a guy like this. You know he's fighting for his life, for his career. Let's see. Runs into the pile, spins out of it, keeps the legs moving, protects the ball. Great play by Alexander Mattison. Okay, so we are moving on to VE. The next play is a 13-yard carry from Alexander Madison. As I said, this guy, and you'll see as we mentioned it a little bit more in this episode, this guy was a workhorse. He put the team on his back, and all you can hope is that he continues to run well and play well throughout his contract, the rest of his contract, so we'll see. All right. So, with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, Max Crosby, I got Max Crosby on the brain now. Gardner Minshew hits Brock Bowers for a 25-yard connection. Brock Bowers, man, is breaking all kinds of records. Very much possible that he becomes Rookie of the Year for us, man. The kid is good. Now, but I tell you what, if we are tanking, I feel like you need to protect this guy. Limit his plays. Keep him at about 80%. Don't put him out there all the time because teams are locking in on him. So they are definitely going to be looking to stop him, right? So it's, just don't risk him, man. Don't risk him. All right, so the Raiders start the second quarter with 2 incompletions and are unable to convert on 3rd and 5. So Daniel Carlson comes in and kicks a 38-yard field goal. This guy is clutch. He's clutch, y'all. One of the best kickers I've ever seen, and I've seen Sebastian Janikowski. You know what I mean? So I just want it to be known that we need this guy to be playing well for us. So at this point, though, the Raiders lead 3-0, right? You think, all right, maybe we can do this. Maybe not. So, next play is the Rams started their third drive at the Raiders' 30-yard line, but only managed 21 yards before they tried to convert on 4th and 1 at the Raiders' 49 with a run up the middle with Williams. And guess who comes to the party? Nate Hobbs. This guy is good, man. We got to get him extended. Me and Will were talking about that at the beginning of the season. He's definitely somebody that we got to get re-signed. Look at that. Run straight through there and gets the tackle. I think that he is definitely going to be a good slot corner for many, many years to come. So, moving on to the next play. Oh, man. All right. After each offense trades punts again, this game starts to get away from the Raiders when out of the shotgun, Minshew tries to go to the well one too many times and is intercepted by Durant, assisted by Verse. Again, even with the penalty, though, we couldn't get any help because it was on us. So it was declined. Interception stands. Just trying to go to the well one too many times. Myers was out. Adams was traded. So this is what I mean, though. I do not want to see Brock Bowers get hurt. I just don't want to see it. Please don't do it. Protect him. You got to protect him, okay? Protect him. All right, so 4 plays later, the Rams punish the Raiders for the turnover with a Williams run for 13 yards out of the shotgun for a touchdown. And the extra point is good. I mean, you just cannot give teams a short field like that, and expect for us to win. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I was worried about the Rams offense coming together, and of course they did. All right, so on their next drive, the Raiders' luck gets even worse when, again, out of the shotgun. Maybe not go to the shotgun anymore. Minshew is sacked at the Raiders' 37, then fumbles and is returned for a touchdown. This basically sealed the deal right? Back-to-back touchdowns for the Rams, putting it to 14-3. So not good, not a good situation. Just, of course, right? After Brady becomes a minority owner, here comes a tuck-like play that does not go to our benefit. Whatever. All right, as I said earlier, Alexander Mattison puts the team on his back again at the end of the second quarter, and the Raiders offense manages to score a field goal before the end of the first half. That's all they could muster, though. Get in the end zone, Raiders. You got to get in the end zone to win. All right, so this brings the score to 14-6. Rams at halftime. I'm gonna have to learn my buttons. All right, so after halftime, the punt fest continues coming out of halftime with 3 straight drives resulting in punts to start the third quarter. To make matters worse, the Raiders repeat a terrible in-game trend from the first half, starting with another interception. Again, out of the shotgun, like I said. Maybe go from under center, so that they don't think, oh, yeah, this is obviously a pass play. Intercepted by McCullough. He had a heck of a game. Returned for no gain. Minshew struggled in this game. Yes, DJ Turner, tipped the ball up, but Minshew threw it behind him. Like I said, he just struggled in this game. I don't know. I thought Minshew would play a hell of a lot better than this, but I was clearly wrong. All right, so for the second time after the Raiders defense forces a turnover, the Rams offense scores a touchdown off of a Kyren Williams 2-yard touchdown run. I mean, the defense can only do so much. They can only do so much. They went for 2, though. Oh, no. The PA attempt failed. So kept the score to 20-6. A little doinker. Not enough luck, though. All right, the Raiders' longest drive stalls in the red zone, resulting in Daniel Carlson's 3rd field goal of the game. Not a whole lot of cool highlights to look at, but hey, if you like seeing Carlson kick field goals, you're good to go. You love this game. It's at this point 20-9 Rams. All right, after this, the Raiders defense comes up with an interception. I mean, look, they tried to rise up, but the offense just could not help them. Again, Hobbs shows up. The guy is legit one of the best cornerbacks we've drafted in a long time. I hope we can re-sign him. I think it would be very important. Spillane on the assist. Still, though, again, you see the Rams punish us when they get the ball in short yardage situations, but deep in Rams territory after the Raiders defense comes up with their only turnover, the Raiders offense is forced into a 3rd and out and settles for Carlson's 4th field goal. 4. I missed number 4. Just not 4 field goals. At this point, it's 20-12 Rams. And they give you false hope. We all had false hope, but that's what I'm saying. The hope is not there. Let it go. We got it. The only hope is in Sanders or Manning, but Manning is too far away, right? We don't want to lose 2 years in a row. We don't want to lose 20 years in a row, even though we did it. All right, so after the field goal and a 9-play drive by the Rams attempt a field goal. Are we getting lucky? Doink! Oh, he missed it. All right, so we still got a chance. 1 possession game in the 4th quarter. Got about 10 minutes to go. You know? Hell yeah, we're in this. Right? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Of course not. Because after a 15-play drive, the Raiders' longest drive of the game, in the red zone, the Raiders settle for their 5th field goal. 5th. I plead the 5th on that. All right? I plead the 5th. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that was right. There was a penalty on Glaze that hurt that drive. Not that we were actually going to score. But his 5th field goal is good. All right. After the Raiders defense forces a 3-and-out, after Carlson's 5th field goal, Minshew comes through and throws his 3rd interception. You gotta love it, man. What's he gonna do? Nobody's open. The scheme doesn't scheme anybody open. We just traded our best wide receiver. Our now number 1 wide receiver is injured. So of course Minshew's gonna throw 3 interceptions, man. Again, I thought he would play a lot better. He's trying to direct traffic. But look, I mean, nobody's open. Nobody's open. It's just terrible. Terrible. Yep. That about does it for Week 7 recap. A couple of quick notes. The Raiders had more first downs than the Rams with 20 to the Rams 15 and still lost. They even had the ball longer. We had it for 33 minutes to the Rams having it for 26 minutes and we still lost. Some of the reasons, right? We went 3 for 15 on 3rd down and had 4 turnovers, allowing a defensive touchdown, right? So if you take the defensive touchdown off, you know, we win. But that's a big if. That's a big if, man. I don't know, Raider Nation, man. I know it's not easy watching this team, but it never has been. It never will be, right? That's why you got to hope that Tom Brady is going to help us win. You know, we want to win. This guy has Super Bowl rings, 7 of them, right? If it weren't for Eli Manning and the Eagles, if it weren't for the NFC East, Tom Brady would have 10 Super Bowl rings. All right, if we could just get one, just one in my lifetime, please, I'll be happy. You know, I know a lot of people are unhappy with Tom, but all I can say is, hey, let it go. He was down. They were down, what was it, 21 to what, 7 or 0 in the Super Bowl, and he came all the way back and beat the Falcons. The guy's never out of it, man. He's just the best we've ever seen. Yes, they're trying to say that Mahomes, but I hate the Chiefs. Screw the Chiefs, man. I don't care about the Chiefs, man. You know, I'm only going to settle on Tom Brady being the best of all time because Tom Brady's a Raider right now. You know, not that Patrick Mahomes, guys. Come on, Tom. I'm begging you. I'm begging the football gods. You know what? 2 years ago, after McDaniels let go of Derek Carr and hired Garoppolo, I put it out there in the universe. I prayed to the football gods. I said, football gods, please fire McDaniels, hire Deion Sanders, and let us draft Shedeur Sanders, and we can win 4 Super Bowls. There's a lot of smoke right now when it comes to Sanders, so there might be some fire, and the football gods, they might have heard me. I hope so. Have a good night, good day, whatever time it is in your part of the world, Raider Nation. Have a good one.